Crash and burn, baby! If you want to see sparks fly like fireworks, tires flying off Formula race cars, bike riders fighting in the middle of the race, we have it all. So here are the 25 craziest motorsports moments of all time. Let's dive right into it, shall we? Number 25, steering wheel comes off while racing. We just hope no other driver finds himself in a situation like this. The guy must have been going more than 120 miles an hour when he tugged the steering wheel towards him and the damn thing came off. You could see that he panicked a little, so just before crashing, he used his hands to try and steer the car away from the wall, but it was too late. The collision was inevitable. Number 24, continuing the race after falling off the bike. We've seen a lot of bikers get pissed after falling flat on their asses, but not this guy. After sliding for about an hour and a half on the pavement, he quickly jumped up, dusted himself off, and grabbed the bike by the handles. Regardless of his pain and injuries, this champ continued the race and never gave up. That's what competitors are all about, folks. Number 23, missing a tire.
There's no tire! There's no tire here!
I've never seen anything like it.
Even a top car manufacturer like Ferrari messes things up every once in a while. For example, here in this clip you can clearly see that the pit crew messed up the finals for their driver because they were uncoordinated and took way too long to screw on that last tire onto the car. You could see that one guy from the crew swing his arms in frustration. Number 22, couldn't get off the gravel.
Can he get some momentum going? No, he can't. It's all going to get away from...
How often do you see a driver not being able to get off the racetrack? Well, it happened to this guy and no one could help him because he was obligated to find a way and get out of it on his own. Just look at how fast the back tires are actually spinning. Even the driver couldn't believe what was happening. He didn't know that it would take that much effort to get back onto the racetrack after a quick detour. Number 21, that wheel shot out like a bullet.
And the real pressure. There it goes. The tire, let's go. He just missed.
During the race, one of the commentators saw that the tire was too wobbly for the driver to continue, and just as he said it, his front tire smashed that like button if you haven't done so already. But no, the tire actually exploded in the middle of the race. And we don't really know what happened, but the fact that the tire was hanging onto the car with only a few wires was pretty unbelievable. Number 20, oops, wrong pit stop.
He's out there again.
He's gone to the wrong garage.
Yeah, Lewis Hamilton has had him.
When everything is happening so fast, it's not uncommon for drivers to actually go to the opponent's pit crew stop. And that was the case with this guy. He made a right turn, but then immediately noticed that they weren't the usual people changing his tires, so he just continued driving to the next stop, where his whole crew was waiting impatiently. Number 19, someone forgot to screw on the wheel.
In less than 8 seconds, he's away, but the right rear flies off.
You think drivers are the only ones that mess things up? Heh, guess again. Even the guys at the pit crew get carried in the moment, and they forget to do some basic stuff like screw on a tire so it doesn't fly off during the race. Well, now that you mention it, that's exactly what happened here. We think someone got a pink slip at the office. Number 18, Germany's lightning-fast pit stop team.
Quick glimpse of it from Verstappen. Oh, and fuel. That's the first time we've had a fuel splash. Oh, my.
Unlike the two previous examples, this one will make you proud to have a pit stop crew. Germany assembled the best men for the job, and that's why they were capable of changing this Formula race car's tires in exactly 1.88 seconds. That's seconds, not minutes. They were so coordinated and fast, that's how you have to slow down the footage in order to see what the hell is going on here. Number 17, you don't really understand spare tires, do you?
Oh,
That is why.
that's why Sebastian Vettel backed off.
Some people don't really understand the concept of a spare tire. Like this guy, he put on one of his back tires onto the back of his car thinking that it was an off-road vehicle. But all jokes aside, we're just glad no one got hurt in the process. Number 16, we didn't expect him to get a punch in the face. We first thought, hey, there's a nice guy trying to help one of his opponents that almost fell and injured himself, but when he slowed down, the other driver came from behind and smacked him dead in the face. Which kind of confused us at first, but when we went back to watch the video, we realized that this driver actually quote-unquote helped him was the reason the guy fell in the first place. Number 15, Lewis Hamilton loses a wheel. Just as the race was about to start, you could hear Lewis Hamilton saying, "My car's some ah!" That was right before his tire blew up, driving, which made him lose control over the vehicle and died almost in the crash. You could see the entire left side was wrecked beyond repair. Number 14, hitchhiking is illegal, but not during a race. Can someone please explain to us why this guy decided that it would be okay to hitchhike while the race was still going? And you know what the craziest part was? Someone actually stopped to pick him up, and they were both riding on the same motorcycle. Number 13, through muddy waters, literally. First of all, where the hell do you find water in the middle of a racetrack? And second, why would you try to go through it? If it was to save time and get there before everyone else, then that's the most dangerous way you could do it. Number 12, get off me, man. You could say this was the most memorable moment of the entire Porsche Carrera Cup. That's because this guy managed to park right on top of his competitor. This is a 1 in a million chance, and you could see the bottom driver quickly fled the scene of the incident, fearing for his life. Number 11, that street was way too narrow.
Oh no! Oh, mayhem!
When you get a narrow street and a lot of cars in one place, the margin of error is minimal. Why? Because if one driver messes up, all of the other drivers will be affected by it as a consequence. For example, when one driver crashed on the side of the road, every car behind him crashed as well, causing a total blockade of the road. Number 10, here's why good tires are really important during fast races. While it may not be important for those driving a Toyota Prius, tires are everything during racing. And when the tires give up, everything falls apart. Look at this guy here. The tires only blew up, but they exploded into a million pieces, leaving behind a wide slab of rubber in the middle. Number 9, the bike was determined to win the race. Even though the driver fell to the ground, somehow the motorcycle was determined to beat everyone else in the race. As the driver fell down, the motorcycle continued down the track, but alas, he too fell to the ground at the first curve. Number 8, shouldn't they do something about that curve?
It through. Look at that. You have never ever seen anything.
When there's one guy crashing and burning at the curve, it's because he's a poor driver. When there are 24 drivers crashing and burning at the same curve, you should start thinking about remodeling the racetrack. Number 7, was that a plane? We don't know if this guy had a smoke machine attached to the back of his bike or something went bust, but that was way too much smoke than normal, and we think he was there to put on a show. Number 6, the Motorbike Tango. It's not bad enough that 2 of these drivers crashed on the racetrack. Did they also have to get their motorbikes doing the tango on the ground? Just look at one of the drivers trying to set his bike free. Oops. Maybe next time, dude. Number 5, were pit stops supposed to be fast? The fastest German pit stop was 1.88 seconds. Now compare that with his 38-second long pit stop. The other guy started to lap him. Number 4, cause baby, you're a firework.
Be prepared to move over. Hey, look at that!
We just had to do it. Sorry. But that guy looked like the back of his car was celebrating the 4th of July while he was trying to win the race. Number 3, Kris Meeke crashes and still wins the race.
Jesus Christ, Kris. Oh, no.
Oh, Kris, not.
This guy crashed down the hill, found quickly his way back up to the racetrack while navigating through the parked cars, and he still won the freaking race. Now that's a driver. Number 2, off with the wheels. Just look at how both these tires blew up at the same time. It was such a perfect coincidence that you'll only see that in a Hollywood movie. Number 1, Jos Verstappen's pit fire.
Quick glimpse of it from Verstappen. Oh, and fuel. That's the first time we've had a fuel splash. Oh, my.
While refilling Verstappen's race car at the pit stop, the hose came undone, sprayed the fuel everywhere, and a single spark was more than enough to set the whole thing up in flames. Thankfully, the team managed to put out the fire in just 3 seconds. On a related note, we wanted to know if you've seen any other crazy sports moments that we didn't mention here. You can tell us in the comments section below. If you'd like more videos like these, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of them. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.